Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dive right into this whole lovely TI deal. Now, a lot of people may not be familiar with lovely TI, but if I had to guess, the black females are Armand Wiggins and his crew are, Tasha K and her crew are, and a whole slew of other black females who have kicked off from her and their crew. And they all base their platforms around what she does. Now, personally, I don't have any respect for the way that she does what she does, and I don't put anything past somebody like this. It's unfortunate that a lot of people that are familiar with her, they've fallen for the banana in the tailpipe. And believe me, y'all, this banana has been in the tailpipe for going on 20 years. She's probably the oldest black female YouTuber in the history of YouTube. And what a lot of people may not know about her is there's a whole lot of jealousy behind Philip DeFranco, PewDiePie, other white male YouTubers who have just literally blown up in a fraction of the time that she's been on here. Now, I've done many videos on her, but I'm going to break it all down today. And I see, and I have always seen, what her attachment is to CARDI-B. She always saw CARDI-B as, well, let me wedge myself in between this whole CARDI-B and Unwind with Tasha K deal. Way back when there were all these legal situations going on between them. She's a master manipulator. Now, I picked up on that just from going through her channel. A couple of years ago, year and a half ago, whatever. It doesn't take me long to peg these people, to know what their real and true motivations and intentions are. Now, she's on a quest for fame. She feels like since she's been on here as long as she has, people owe her. They owe her to watch her. They owe her to follow her around social media. They owe her to pay her and donate to her and join her and just, the whole black female thing. But I've always been able to pinpoint what she's really about. A lot of people on here, they're smoke and mirrors. And a lot of people have been falling for these smoke and mirrors for years and years and years. I'm not the typical person. Now, if you notice, she hasn't really reported on the divorce. Not the way that she normally would. Let's take Wendy Williams, for instance. She was all over that. She was all over it. But CARDI-B is different. And I'm going to tell you why she's different. Because she's naive. She's young. Wendy Williams is the queen of the game. She won't allow these bloggers to attach themselves to her. Because she's the queen of the game. Matter of fact, they're all trying to be her. So it would never work on a Wendy Williams. She's too smart. But a CARDI-B, let's break that down. What is she? 20, 25? I don't know. She's young. She's impressionable. She rose to fame unexpectedly off Love and Hip Hop. I saw the episode when she was being, taught manners and mannerism and how to act and how to talk and how to be ladylike. At that time, she was very rough around the edges. Don't think for a moment these bloggers weren't tuning in also, because that's their content. Anything trending, anything hip hop, Love and Hip Hop, Housewives, all of it. They've done it all. But don't think for a moment that they weren't thinking the same thing about CARDI-B. And it seems like overnight the coin flipped on her. Now, do you think overnight do you think overnight she's no longer rough around the edges? No, and they know that. Why do you think Tasha K swooped in to do all that scandalous, grimy stuff to her that she did? Probably because, I can use her for a come up. And that's what she did. Matter of fact, she'll even get on her platform and say, I'm the most hated YouTuber. But at the same time, everything that she did created clicks, views, and subs for her. Not to say that it makes her look any way in a good light, but they don't care how they get them. They don't care how they look. They don't care how they're perceived. In their mind is fame. But you got to remember, Lovelytitv been in the game before Tasha K. Now, a little bit about Lovelytitv. Nigerian. Not American. Nigerian. Her roots go back to Nigeria. Type in Nigerian scammers in Google. See what comes up. You'll see Africans in one room with laptops sitting on floors barefooted 24 hours a day. There may be 20 that come in, and when they leave, 20 more come in, and 20 more come in, and 20 more come in. They do it 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's just what they do. That's where her roots are based from. I know that. And she has all these black females fooled. First of all, she feels like she should be more than where she is for the length of time that she's been on here. But YouTube owes nobody anything. I think secretly she envies Philip DeFranco and PewDiePie. It wouldn't surprise me if she hasn't reached out to them, followed their channels, tried to implement each and every single thing that they have done to propel herself to their level. I mean, she doesn't have 1 million subscribers. I think that's her goal. I think ultimately she feels like that's the milestone that she needs to cross. She's in the past attached herself to Phil the Advice Show. when that whole scandal went down about him being pro-black and having a non-black wife, if you notice, she went underground. She didn't have a comment about it one way or the other for weeks. I did a video on it. And I called out to the black females. I'm like, she has an opinion about every single thing else that goes on YouTube. Why is it she doesn't have an opinion about this? You know why? Because at that time, she was capitalizing off of The Advice Show. See, he always had more subs than she did. So that's why they would link up and work on stuff together to try to, I guess, be this male-female team on YouTube. None of it really panned out. If I had to guess, Philip would send her subscribers. It's all part of the plan. But I found it odd that she didn't have an opinion one way or the other. And that's when the icing was on the cake for me. I was like, she's a master manipulator. Even prior to that, I realized that her and Treyking of the Treyking Show, formerly Know the Lead Show, formerly The Truth Show, back in 2018, their channel descriptions were identical. What are the odds of that? You have a blank template. According to Treyking, there's this template that he used. Well, you know what? It's blank. There's nothing there. You have to type in your channel description. What are the odds that two channel descriptions are identical, word for word? I knew then there's a lot of shady stuff that goes on up on YouTube with these content creators. And I think ultimately they're in their feelings about all these successful white YouTubers who have blown up, who have subs they'll never have, who have followers that contribute financially. A lot of black people can't. I even heard Lovelytitv get on her video and say, this was during the time when YouTube had made some major change and it had affected all of the content creators' income. I think it had dropped by maybe 3/4 and was 75%. So that's when she got on here and she made a special video. See, they're going to always make time for an opportunity. They're going to make time for that stuff because it's a priority. You know why it's a priority? Because it's their bread and butter. CARDI-B is her bread and butter, but I'm going to get back to that. She came on here and she dogged out YouTube. And then she claims, well, YouTube is so unfair. You know, they give the white YouTubers this, the black YouTubers don't get that. And she wanted all of her followers, you know, just give me 70 cents if you can. You know, it's $1. Just give me $1. Even if I only get 70 cents of it. It's like she was begging for 70 cents. Begging and pleading to these black females, you know. And then I even heard her say, y'all are going to have to pay me to make content for you. You're going to have to pay me. I'm not doing it for free. Not that she ever was, but I guess she was reminding them that if y'all don't start reaching in your purses and pulling out those credit cards, I'm going to stop making content for you. If I had to guess, the women were shook. Because here's this Nigerian woman who's not even American, has all this power and influence over their thoughts, over their feelings, over anything that goes through their mind. She tells them how to think, how to feel about it, whatever it is. They look to her to know what to think about something. Well, I really don't know what I should think about it. Let me tune in to her, and then I'll know how I should feel or how I should think about something. These are weak-minded women. She knows it. She's targeted them from the very beginning. How did she do it? I'll tell you how. Because I've researched her. It didn't take but maybe 10 minutes to research her. The whole hair thing. The hair thing. And no disrespect, but I gotta call it what it is. The whole no edges thing. The whole traction alopecia thing. Now, I'm sure that even Stevie Wonder can see that is a national, worldwide epidemic right now for black women. If I had to guess, there's millions of them that suffer from that. The cause? I pretty much sum it up to self-hate. They hate their blackness. They hate their African features. They hate their African hair or their nappy hair. I love mine, but a lot of them hate theirs. So after years and years and years of what weaves and what all they do to it, the list is too long to name. Year after year after year. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing it, but you have to have the money to maintain that stuff. And it's not cheap. That's why a lot of them are on YouTube right now, to support that. But let's get back on track. It's not cheap. So they end up leaving it in longer than it's supposed to be. They end up never taking it out and letting their hair do whatever it's supposed to do, and it damages their follicles. And once that hair follicle is damaged, it won't grow back. That's why you see a lot of women now with that problem. And I don't mean just a lot, I mean millions. So Lovely T.I. zoomed in on these women, on these low self-esteem women, on these women who share the same self-hate that she did, because she did the same thing. Her hair wound up the exact same way that theirs did. So she's the spokesperson for, let's feel good about ourselves anyway. Let's love ourselves anyway. That's the whole spiel that she drew them in on. Look at me. She would have the camera so close to her face, her face would be the only thing you would see. At that time, her name was what? Tweezy or something. She had come up with some weird name for herself. It was not Lovely T.I. It was maybe Lil Teasy, or how they do the breezy, how Chris Brown is called Chris Breezy. She had come up with some kind of corny name like that. But anyway, she would draw in all of these low self-esteem women. And believe me, there's millions of them. And where do they flock to? Social media. And she knew that. She could relate to them because she's one of them. When she takes off that makeup, takes that stuff out of her hair, she's one of them. But when she gets on her camera, she does all this preparation before she even gets there. Like, ooh, now you can be like me now. And the women are drawn in like bees to honey. But what I found interesting is she has audacity to get up on YouTube and say, well, she doesn't believe that celebrities should be allowed on YouTube. I remember she dogged out this black female actress, this young black female actress. I can't remember her name. The one from The Hunger Games. When she was on here doing a beauty regime for Rihanna's Fenty. And she dogged out that black female. If I had to guess, she's American. She's a star. You could see the envy in her. Lovelytitv. She couldn't hide it from me. She even went so far as to say celebrities shouldn't be allowed on YouTube. But let's fast forward. She found this wedge. Well, I can play both sides of it. Right now, I'm not friends with Tasha K. But when I was friends with Tasha K, we were plotting scheme in the background to make even bigger fools of these black females. It was all done behind the scenes. Nobody knew about it. But now that we've fallen out, and now that CARDI-B has the issue with Tasha K, that's the perfect wedge for me. I can wedge myself right in the middle of it. And I can be Tasha K's nemesis. And then I can take the naive CARDI-B and play the hell out of her ass. And that's exactly what she's been doing. She's a master at it. She knows what to say, how to make them feel. If I had to guess, she's glorified herself. Ooh, I'm bigger than Tasha K. So I'll have your back. I'll befriend you. I even saw the picture that she posted. I think it was on Instagram or somewhere, where I guess she went to one of CARDI-B's concerts and she got a backstage pass. I'm sure she talked her way into that. But however she got it, she got it. And then she had a picture of her and CARDI-B. I did a video on that. I already knew where it was headed. Already knew. She sees this naive female who has blown up overnight, this is what she wants. Remember, she's jealous of these white YouTubers, these men. If I had to guess, secretly, she's even jealous of Filthy Avasha. Probably not so much anymore because of the views. Because see, the views always determine how they feel. As long as they're getting more views than you, then they don't feel jealous. And to make themselves feel good, they always look at people that they have views more than. But they don't like looking at people that they have views less than. But it's a constant reminder to them. Like I say, it wouldn't surprise me if she's reached out to Philip DeFranco, PewDiePie, and others for help. Help me. I'm a woman in distress. I've been on here all these many years. I'm not at near the level that you are. It's just it's so unfair. So you never know what she's really saying to them, but she's going to get on here and talk to the black females like, YouTube it ain't right. These other white YouTubers, they make all this and that the other. Y'all are going to have to pay me now. When I heard that, I couldn't believe my ears. I was like, are the black females that insecure? Or is their self-esteem that low? Do they need somebody that is not even American, from a whole entire different country, Nigeria? And don't forget to Google Nigerian scammers. Do they think that low of themselves that they'll be pressured to pay her for celebrity gossip nonsense? To tell them how to feel about whoever, how to feel about whoever, how to feel about whoever. That's probably the line that she ran on CARDI-B. I have influence. I can tell these black females how to feel about you. I can make your image look good to them. If I had to guess, CARDI-B fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Ooh, this is my friend. This is somebody that's got my back. And the reality of it is, at least with Tasha K, she knew what she was dealing with. You know what you're dealing with Tasha K. But with Lovely T.I., a wolf in sheep's clothing. And she suckered CARDI-B in. If I had to guess, she's been doing everything that she says. Oh, I'm not going to say anything bad about you. I don't have a comment one way or the other. Probably the same way she did about the whole Phil Advice Show thing. Remember, she was talking to him behind the scenes during all of this. I found it odd that you're talking to him behind the scenes, but you weren't recording one public video with an opinion about it one way or the other. I'm going to tell you why she didn't do it. Because if she had one opinion, she was going to lose out in one way or another. And if she had the other opinion, she was going to lose out in one way or the other. She knew that. That's why she didn't speak a word. But I think my video prompted her to. That's why she came on here and said, well, you got some punk. But last time I checked, aren't you surrounded with punks that are doing all your flunky work for you? Weren't they traveling with you to try to market this tea, this $30 tea? That last time I heard, I don't even think you even mentioned anything about this tea anymore. See, it's kind of like a trending topic. That's what that tea was. It was a trending topic. You get views all at once, and then that's pretty much it. And that's kind of what has happened with this tea. That's pretty much it. That's probably what would have happened with CARDI-B. That would have been pretty much it. But you didn't want it to be pretty much it. Your mastermind plan was to use her naivety to your advantage. And that's exactly what you've done. It's a shame that Cardi-B is so naive, even at this point in the game, that she would allow someone like you to attach themselves to her. It would never work with Offset. And since you are divorced, wow, here's a whole nother bond I can build with her. You know, I can call her, tell her how sorry I am. You know, I understand, I've been there. Does Cardi-B not have any contact with any of the other people from the Love and Hip Hop cast that she can talk to? I mean, if you think about it, it's the only person that she can talk to about her divorce is some blogger. Really? Somebody on her level. The only person she can talk to is some blogger. But you know what their bond is. Their hate for Tasha K. Why do they hate? Why does Lovely T.I. hate Tasha K? Because Tasha K has used her scandalous behavior to become her competition. So Lovely T.I. plays this, well, I'm the good blogger. No, you're not. You're a master manipulator. I see everything. I see behind each and everything that you do and why you do it. The only reason you even addressed the whole field thing was because of pressure. Because I told the black females, I said, listen, until she reports on that, cancel your Patreon. That video started getting a lot of views. I mean, just a few thousand is enough for them to see a decrease. If I had to guess, they were emailing her, commenting, and I guess they started thinking for themselves, well, you know what? Why doesn't she have an opinion about this? Is her loyalty to Feel the Advice Show, or is her loyalty to us? And of course, in true Treyking show form, she came on her platform and became reckless. Well, you got this punk. Well, you know what? Call me what you want. I got hair around my face, though. I'm not up on here plotting and scheming with insecure, low self-esteem black women without hair around their faces, playing they ass, and been doing it for years. You the oldest YouTuber up on here. How long you been up on here now? 18 years? 15 years? And you're not even a fraction at what other YouTubers are who have been here on 5 or 6 years. They can record a video sneezing. It'll get more views than you'll get collectively. And it bugs her. And see, and they don't like being called out. I don't care what any of them have to say or what they think about anything I say, because I'm going to call it as I see it. But they don't want anybody to hear it. That's the problem. Because they'll start going, I even saw some of her mods. Some of her mods have broken off and started their own channels, and they, they look up to her, She's their confidant, you know, things of that nature. But when you look at what they do, it's just as grimy as what she does. She churns out that stuff. But she feels like by getting on here, you know, looking like, ooh, you know, I have an expensive weave. Ooh, you know, my face is piled up full of makeup. Ooh, I feel good about myself at this moment. But you can't sleep in all that shit, though. Remove all of that, you got an insecure woman who's vengeful, grudgeful-hearted, spiteful, hateful. And she connects with that in all these other black women. However she feels, they feel. However she thinks, they think. But she's not even American. And somehow she's reeled CARDI-B into it. CARDI-B probably feels like she has a confidant. Ooh, you've been through a divorce? And by the way, y'all, I don't think that there's going to be a divorce. I think when the particulars start getting discussed, they're going to realize, you know, it's just not worth it. That's what I personally think. I'm not vested one way or the other, but you best believe Lovely T.I. is. She's all in CARDI-B ear. She's all in her DMs, her emails, her messages. She's probably leaving her voicemails, calling her. I'm just calling to check up on you, making sure you're okay, just playing her ass. I mean, it cringes me to see how CARDI-B could be that naive at this point in the game. But she's young. She don't have a clue how her ass being played. She thinks she has a blogger that doesn't like a blogger that she doesn't like, a blogger that she shares things in common with, like social media, the hate, the divorce. She thinks she has a new BFF. But weren't Tasha K and Lovely T.I. once BFFs? Of course they were. They were such close BFFs that they were playing all the black women behind the scenes. It didn't come out until they had a rift. Then that's when a lot of the truth came out. I'm sure Tasha K sees it. She's probably chosen not to speak on it. I mean, wasn't Tasha K the one that came on here and said on her channel and said that she's the one that taught Lovely T.I. how to implement selling merchandise and all that different stuff, and that Lovely T.I. would use the same tags on her videos and her channel that she did? I did a video on that. These people are very closely tied when they're working together and when they're plotting and scheming together. When there's a fallout, they look for another opportunity. And for Lovely T.I., that opportunity was the whole Tasha K and CARDI-B thing. Well, you know, I'm not going to talk about your divorce. I'm not going to have anything to say about it. I'm going to influence these black women to have compassion and all these different things. I knew it was only a matter of time before she came on here and spoke on it. And you know how she did it? I brought it up even before I went live. It said something to the effect of, I had a personal conversation with CARDI-B about her divorce. Wow. Wow. She's playing the hell out of CARDI-B. It ain't over. She's probably sending her gifts and notes and anything it takes to get in good with her. CARDI-B needs to wake her ass up. All Lovely T.I. is a Tasha K in disguise. That's all she is. That's all she is. She's going to try to get as much information about CARDI-B that she can, all by playing her as a BFF. Ooh, I'm here for you if you ever want to talk. Attaching herself to a celebrity, wanting some fame that she's never been able to get after 15 or 18 years on social media. She's probably tried the same thing with Nene Leakes and others. She makes it sound like, ooh, I was selected to speak here and do this and do that, but there's no video of it. Nigerian scammers. Google it. Google it for yourself. Form your own opinion. You don't have to listen to me. Form your own opinion. But see it for what it is. A Nigerian woman has this much influence over Americanized black females with low self-esteem, who are as insecure as they come. Everything that they've experienced, she's experienced. The only difference is they pay her. That's the difference. They pay her. And she's as grimy as they come. She'll use her platform to spit out slurs, but yet she'll use these same people that she's calling slurs to as her flunkies. Imagine what she's calling these black females behind the scenes. I can only imagine. She's a con artist. She was taught by the best. If I had to guess, there's generations of them in Nigeria. Those are her ancestors. It goes from one generation to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. She'll get on here and say, ooh, I could, have been this, I could have been that, When I moved from one state to another, did you see me coming on here asking y'all to give me money to move? Why would it be anybody's responsibility to move you? She claims she's this IT professional, but she can't find a job in IT. This was even before the pandemic. But yet you're up on here begging for 70 cents. I mean, and if you can't give me the 70 cents, just make sure you watch the ads all the way through. as I stalk and chase after Wendy Williams and, any other celebrity that I can come up off of, and plot and scheme with Tasha K in the background to play y'all ass. And right now, manipulate naive little CARDI-B into thinking, ooh, I'm not Tasha K. I'm the good blogger. If CARDI-B was smart, she would cut ties with that wolf in sheep's clothing. She knows absolutely nothing about her. Nothing. She's being played, royally played. For a come up. For fame she'll never reach. But if it'll just, propel her a little bit higher, she'll do it. Why you think she was teaming up with Phil the Advice Show? Ooh, if this can propel me somehow. Phil has more subscribers than me, I can act like I'm cool with him, but I'm really spiteful and grudgeful hearted. That's who I really am. Because he's a man. I'm a woman. YouTube treats men different than women. That's what she ingrains in these black females' heads. But then in another breath, she'll turn around and dog out a young, beautiful black American female and say that she don't even deserve to be on YouTube. That's why you don't own nothing. That's why you're no different than me up on YouTube. At any moment, the rug can be pulled from up under you. I mean, even though you say I'm going to always get views, yes, you are. But how did that channel work out for you? Your whole website where you were copying the HBO Michael Jackson documentaries, copyright infringement, blatant outright copyright infringement, and showing those over on your channel. Over on your website, that if I had to guess, to this day, nobody even goes over there. Same thing with the R. Kelly thing. You do all kind of illegal, criminal things. Because the reality of it is that you'll never be a PewDiePie. You'll never be a Philip DeFranco. There's not enough women without edges to propel you to that level. If I had to guess right about now, a lot of women don't have the money to give you that they may have had. I remember when the whole George Floyd thing came out. She got up on her channel, she lives in that city. She was just in a frantic, ooh, I just don't know what to do, we can't shop, we can't this, we can't that, and the money was just pouring in. It's like a trending topic. That's a one-time thing. You can't play that card again. She's always looking for the next card to play. Right now, CARDI-B is her joker. She's her joker. She's her big joker. And she's playing the hell out of her ass. She's manipulating her. She's getting all up in her head. She's making it feel like, ooh, it's just such a sad thing. My heart goes out to you. I can understand. And poor little naive CARDI-B is falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. All the while not knowing that she's a Tasha K in disguise. This is the same person that plotted and schemed with Tasha K. in the background for don't know how long. You think she won't do the same thing to you? Unless you're paying her. I don't know. Are you really that stupid, Cardi B? Are you that stupid and hard up that you would pay Lovely T.I. not to talk about you? Really? You're an international celebrity. And you got some Nigerian scammer blogger running ads through a video talking about the personal conversations she's having with you and putting her spin on what you're telling her. Brainwashing the black females to feel a certain way about you. Oh, well, you know, people should have compassion for people going through a divorce. Really? Where was that compassion when it came to Wendy Williams? I never saw it. All I saw was video after video after video, even if it had nothing to do with Wendy Williams. Her name was in the tags, along with Philip DeFranco, The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God. These are people that she feels like she should be, and she'll never be. She's a Nigerian scammer. That's what she is. With influence over low self-esteem, insecure black women who at the end of the day don't even really matter. They don't even matter. She had over 1 million views revoked from YouTube. Over 1 million views revoked. That doesn't just happen. YouTube doesn't just subtract 1 million views. You did something illegal to get them. You did something that you weren't supposed to do to get those. And the algorithm caught it and it subtracted it. I did a video on that. You can look at her channel at her own website, if it's even still up. The whole Michael Jackson thing from, I think it was HBO, recorded. You can come over to my channel and watch it. She doesn't have the rights to do that. The whole R. Kelly thing from Lifetime, the whole series. She doesn't have the rights to do that. She knows it. She'll do anything. And Cardi B's no exception. Cardi B is to her just another opportunity to use until she use her ass up to get what all she can get off of her. You know, ooh, I know Cardi B personally. You know, here's the real scoop on her divorce. Doesn't Cardi B have social media platforms that if she wants to talk about it, she can? Well, no, I'm gonna do it because at the end of the day, I matter. I'm more well-spoken than Cardi B is. That's what she's really thinking about, your Cardi B. She looks at you as a naive young girl who can't handle fame, who can't even take on Tasha K. That's how she looks at you. She looks at you as weak. She's a vulture. And you're on her radar. You've always been on her radar. You were on her radar before you even became famous. When you were on Love and Hip Hop, you were on her radar. You need to wake up, Cardi B. You're already in too deep. If she's already on her platform talking about she's having personal conversations with you, and now I'm going to break down the real story behind the divorce, you're already in too deep. Make sure your ass don't get divorced. Do that. Make sure you keep your husband. Make sure you keep your fame and keep your family life private from these desperate ass bloggers up on here who are wolves in sheep's clothing. It's people like you that they've always used. They have always used people like you. Ask Wendy Williams. They can't run that on her. They can't. Why do you think they tag her? Even if they are doing videos that have nothing to do about her, they tag her. Philip DeFranco, The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God, Angela Yee, World Star Hip Hop. These people are as desperate as they come. All they are really is just an insecure black woman, just like the audience that watches them. I don't care what they say or think or feel about me. I know at the end of every day I got hair around my face. Something they'll never have. You can gather 1 billion of them together. In my eyes, all you have is 1 billion low self-esteem, insecure black women who are attaching themselves to a Nigerian scammer who is playing their ass and telling them how to think and feel about everything, including black men. It's all a ploy. But that's what Nigerian scammers do. Generation after generation after generation. It's just what they do. And CARDI-B, you should be smarter than that by now. If you think Tasha K left a bad taste in your mouth, you don't know what a bad taste is. 9 times out of 10, you've already divulged too much information to her. Oh, don't worry, I'm never going to say anything about it. I'm your BFF now. I'm your blogger. I'm not going to report anything bad about you. Go back through her channel from the very beginning and move forward. Just skim through. Do it on your laptop, CARDI-B. Look at what all she done. And you think you're the exception? No, you're the fool. She sees you as a fool. She sees you as a naive young fool who rose to fame so fast, and you're an opportunity for her. You are where she will never be. But she's going to use you to propel herself a little bit higher. But all she actually is a Tasha K in disguise. You gon' find out. You may not find out publicly on her platform. But believe me, if the price is right, whatever she can divulge about you and profit monetarily off of, as long as her name's not mentioned in it anywhere, that'll be the next bomb. Ooh, girl, I didn't know nothing about that. Really? Who would do that? Who would say that? Your ass will. Don't be a fool, Cardi B. You being played is what you are. You being played. You being royally played. Know that. And don't ever forget it.